All right, so it is 2:02 and we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to let Noel do some initial housekeeping just to let everybody know how we want this webinar to be conducted with Q&As, and I'll just get the housekeeping out of the way and then I'll go ahead and jump in. So Noel, do you mind starting?
Yeah, absolutely. Happy Thursday to everyone. Thanks everyone for joining us. Franklin has quite the crowd today. So at the bottom of your screen, you will see two options to communicate with me or Franklin. There is a Q&A section and there is a chat button or chat feature. If anyone who has questions for me or wants me to ask questions for Franklin, if you could use the Q&A section, it's just easier for me to moderate and to not have important questions get lost in the chat feature, because everyone is able to comment on them and then they get kind of lost up in the chat stream. So if anyone has questions, please feel free to put them in the Q&A section, and I will interrupt Franklin when when I see fit or when I can, and ask him your guys' questions. Other than that, have a great webinar. Again, thanks everyone for joining, and we'll talk soon.
Thanks, Noel. So I see we do have a pretty good crowd on this call. So I want to just thank everybody for taking the time to watch this webinar today with me. Would love to have questions. So again, as Noel said, just use that Q&A as I'm going throughout the presentation. My goal today is to give a comprehensive overview of who Delta Media Group is as a real estate technology company in 2020, the direction that we've taken our front-end website design and new features and functionality we've added to the system, as well as take a deep dive into DeltaNET 6, which is the most recent version of our back-end all-in-one enterprise solution for real estate brokerages, agents, and teams to be able to utilize to run their business more efficiently. So on this call, we have a good mix of current clients as well as prospects who haven't yet worked with us. So some of this may feel familiar to some of those that have sat through a presentation from me. For others, it'll be new. And I just wanted to again mention that this is also streaming on Facebook Live. This is being recorded, and we'll share the recording with anybody that was registered to attend. And we'll also share the slides as well. So to go ahead and jumpstart us into the presentation, I want to talk a little bit about who Delta Media Group is. So we are one of the longest standing technology providers for real estate, having a very, very long history going all the way back to 1994. Many people might not know this, but we actually are responsible for putting up the first website in the United States with searchable MLS data and photos back in 1994. So this is our lifeblood. It's who we are, is bettering the real estate industry and being innovative. And we are one of the only 100% family-owned and operated technology companies in real estate. The three big differentiators for us are our all-in-one enterprise solution software. The DeltaNET is constantly evolving, and it is very much driven by innovation to better automate real estate companies and the services that they provide to their agents, drive more traffic, more business. Our technology platform is massive, and I'm not going to be able to cover it all today in an hour-long demo, but I am going to give you the highlights of what most companies find very valuable about our offerings. Secondly, is we provide hands down the best search engine optimization strategies available in the marketplace today. Through patent pending software we've developed, our clients enjoy a huge amount of organic traffic and lead generation coming to their website, where our clients on average are typically spending between $2 and $7 per organic lead being generated on their website, which is just absolutely huge. And I'll talk more in detail about SEO as I'm going through the front end offerings that we have. And third is really getting deep into the partnership and the relationship that we provide to our clients, where we have built an incredible in-house technical support department that is tier 2 level support that is available via live chat, phone call, email, and these technical support reps are empowered to not only just be your traditional tech support, but they also are project managers, they're training staff, they're developing features inside of our company for our platforms. So high level support where we value the relationship with our clients just as much as the technology and the marketing that we're bringing to you. On this slide, our CEO is pictured. Mike Meinard is the sole owner of Delta Media Group. We're able to be very agile with feature development and also give confidence to our clients in the partnership that we have with them, where we have clients on our platform that have been with us for over 21 years now. And really what's huge for us is being able to say, when you're trusting us to handle a component of your business as important as the entire online look and feel of your company, We want you to feel comfortable with us. And so we've said time and time again, we have no interest in going down the route of raising VC funding, of going down the route of being acquired. We enjoy our independence, and we have more than 300 brokerages partnered with us today, servicing more than 20,000 agents inside of our platform. We are a certified Google partner, RISO certified data provider, and we adhere to the most strict standards of data integrity in the real estate vertical. And one of the other big differentiators for Delta is that we pull listing data faster than any other vendor in the marketplace, bar none. We are faster than Redfin, faster than Compass, and we're pulling listing data in as little as every 60 seconds for some of the boards we have on our platform. So data is huge for us, and I'll talk about the importance of that as I go through some of the features on our websites, which is where we'll start with this hands-on walkthrough. So I'm going to give insights into a couple of different recent website designs that we've done and some unique functionality that can be offered inside of the Delta platform to really give you an idea on how our websites flow, function, generate leads, and the important elements of the websites that are often missed by other vendors in this vertical. So to start with, this is a look at Coldwell Banker Bain's website. They're one of our enterprise customers throughout the Pacific Northwest, and this is a site built entirely inside of our modular design platform. So brokerages looking to work with Delta typically have three options when they're coming on board with us. We can build a theme website using one of our dozen pre-built out-of-the-box website themes that we're able to put up in as little as 2 business days. So very, very fast turnaround time for something out of the box that's still unique, branded for you with your company's logo, imagery, and content. But that's a fast turnaround if you don't have time to get hands-on to build something unique now and you need something quick. That's awesome, a very effective website. That's an option. Another website option we offer is modular design, which is what Coldwell Banker Bain, and what I'd say probably 80% of our clients end up going with, which is a site where you're picking and choosing different elements of websites we've already created to make something that looks really unique to your brand, where we can still do custom work on top of that design. Modular designs can take us anywhere between 1 to 4 weeks. They're very fast turnaround as well, where you get to work in tandem with our team to make something that's going to fit your unique brand without a huge custom price tag, which is the third option our clients can go, which is a complete custom built from scratch solution where you come to us with mock-ups, you work directly with our design team to make something unique to you. That is a full custom website design, and we certainly have companies that have utilized us for that as well. So I'm going to scroll down Coldwell Banker Bain's website, and I'll go through a few more sites. Just keep in mind looking at different elements of the website and how they can tie together with different header styles, different call to actions, and different modules, like this module here showcasing different market activity. So their core 2 markets are Seattle and Portland, and we're populating real-time market activity right on their homepage using data we have, so you can get a quick snapshot of the activity in this particular marketplace. You can also see imagery in the background of the Space Needle. So this is clearly highlighting Bain at a very high level, despite their geographic footprint, is really servicing Portland and Seattle on their homepage, where I can see featured listings in those markets and a breakdown of all of the other markets where they have some type of footprint. So inside of this system, we have the capabilities of having different websites tailored specifically to different regions that you operate inside of. So another benefit of Delta is we offer what we call subsites, where we're able to have secondary websites servicing different bit components of your business, be that commercial, relocation, property management, agent career and development websites, or something that's more regionalized and local. So for Coldwell Banker Bain, based off of how users are doing different searches on their website, you can actually get different tailored experiences of their homepage, where by default, when I'm going to Bain's website, I'm seeing Seattle and Portland imagery, market activity, and general content about their company. But if I was looking for agents or looking in particular to move to Bellevue, which is a city about 20 minutes east of Seattle, and I go back to Bain's website, I can now see this is a Bellevue version of their homepage, where I'm seeing Bellevue photography. I'm now seeing market activity about the city of Bellevue, content about this city, as well as agents that service this market. So this is something that we've done a lot on recent websites that we've built for companies that have multiple different offices or operate inside of different marketplaces that have a really different, unique feel. And this is being able to empower you as a brokerage to go to your agents and say, we have localized web presence for you in the market that you service, because you can create these really, really nice localized landing pages where we can even create custom boundaries for your unique markets that might not be a government-defined zone. So maybe Seattle Arts District is a search term that is really important to people inside of Seattle, but it's not a government-recognized boundary. Our websites support the ability to create those custom boundaries and make them searchable on our websites. This is a completely different example. This is Coach Realtors. They are a large brokerage we work with in Long Island. And this is basically showcasing different elements of their website, where right from this search bar, I can search for homes, home values. Our websites support AVM, which stands for Automated Valuation Modules, where users can enter their address and get multiple estimates back on the value of their property. That's a great way for you to generate new seller opportunities through your website. And you can search for agents. You can highlight different partners that you're affiliated with throughout the website. So highlighting mortgage partners, relocation partners. If you're affiliated with other builders, there's an entire builders and communities in mortgage platform built into the DeltaNET and our websites, which we don't have time to talk too much about today, but they are important elements of our system that you can use to even monetize your website by having your partners pay to be advertised on the site. And then I will use Coldwell Banker Prime, another firm we work with that's a little bit more regionalized, as an example of how our website search flows and how we're capturing leads that you'll then manage inside of the DeltaNET and inside of our new DeltaNet 6 platform. So inside of our websites, all the searches function pretty darn similar, where if I wanted to do a search, I could start typing any type of phrase, and it's gonna ask me, do I wanna search, for example, I'm looking up Albany in Albany County, Albany City, school district. And I can say, well, I'm interested in moving to the city of Albany, so we're gonna do our search there. So when I kick off this search based off of your company's preferences, you'll either land on your map results first or your gallery results. So there's two different ways you can search for properties inside of our system. And the search function is exactly how you would expect a real estate website to operate inside of 2020, where I can actually search for multiple areas at the same time. I can look through different listing types like active, coming soon, pending, solds, and then even down to different subtypes, like maybe residential listings, but I need to look for manufactured homes or townhomes, single family. We support rental search, land, commercial, multifamily, leases. And then of course your traditional terms like price, beds, bathrooms. But this section here allows you to really take your search to the next level and show additional advanced search filters that are going to be relevant to users in your marketplace, where for Coldwell Banker Prime, they have offices in the Catskills region of New York. So they can have properties searched by lake access, lakefront. Is there a walkout basement, year built? So additional search variables that are going to be relevant to you. You can create your search, save it, and start getting real-time listing notifications, where when users are interacting with our website, they'll get these soft lead option offers where they can enter their contact information, start getting real-time listing alerts for new properties that hit the market that match their search, or register and log into accounts that they already have in the platform. This isn't forced registration. I can just X this out and continue my search. So it's a way of generating leads without really forcing them to sign up, where they'll oftentimes just bounce back and go to a portal site. Additionally, we have some extra functionality on our map search that's really unique. So for example, I could do a geolocation search. So if I was on my phone and I click this show your location button, it's going to populate a result of all the listings that are nearby my current location. Or if you're a client using our digital marketing packages, we also have INREX drive time search, where you can enter a work address and it's going to build a boundary on the map with your preferred commute time, where maybe I don't want to have to drive more than 15 minutes to get to Delta every day. It'll preload a boundary on the map and show me all the listings where I need to be looking to have my preferred commute time. We also have all sorts of predefined boundaries that are available as search terms, where maybe I know I want to keep my kid inside of the school district they're used to. I can say in this example, maybe I want to keep them inside of the Bethlehem school district. So if I click on that, it actually draws the boundary right on the map of the school district I've just wanted to find listings inside of, while keeping my boundary drawn for the city of Albany. So you can build predefined boundaries for school districts, counties, subdivisions, zip codes, metropolitan areas, places, and more. And one other unique feature for us is that if you're doing a search, and maybe I know I'm really serious about moving to Albany, I can zoom into a specific area on the map and say, I know I really want to live in this region, but I don't want to move somewhere where there's not any restaurants. That's really important to me. I have plenty of variety of where I can go to eat. So I can actually populate over 100 different points of interest right on the map. Or if I click that restaurant button, it puts icons on the map showing me every single restaurant that's in this particular area. I can click on the icon and it's going to tell me the name of the restaurant, its address, its rating, and where I can get more information about that particular restaurant. So you can do restaurants, convenience stores, airports, churches, whatever's important to you. You can get a really good idea of what's going on inside of this particular area where you're looking to purchase a property. In addition to the map search view, we also, of course, have a gallery view. So here I can switch over, and now I'm doing a search where I can see a more traditional gallery style range, where I can click through photos of each of these listings. I have all the same search capabilities I had on the map search. It's just a different way of being able to look through this data. If I find a property that I'm interested in learning more about, I can click right into that property and get taken to a listing detail page where you're going to have a lot of different call to action forms to be able to convert this user into a lead. So on this website, I can see I can save this listing. I can request a tour. I can click through the different pictures of this property that I'm looking at, as well as see other information about this particular listing. As I scroll down the page, those call to actions stay consistent and scroll with me down the page, where I always have the option to save this listing or request a tour. I can also see more call to actions, like calling somebody or texting this listing, where if I say this listing is really interesting, maybe I want to text this to my wife to see what she thinks about it, I can enter her phone number, and it's going to send her a text message with a link directly to this detail page. I can also map the listing, print it as a flyer, share it on social media, or I can email somebody questions directly. Below that, we're pulling in all the variables of data that are available to be displayed on this property, where I can see property descriptions, listing videos, including the ability to embed Matterport tours, properties in motion video tours, or if you recorded drone footage and you want to tie that in on the page, you can embed up to 2 different videos right on these detail pages to highlight your properties. And then you're seeing property features, amenities, feature descriptions, school district information, and if it's listed by your brokerage, information about the listing agent where I can just click a button to call the agent and get more details. And then one of the huge drivers of leads converting on our websites is this big call to action form here where I can say, I'm really serious about this property, so I'm going to enter my contact information, and I want somebody to confirm that they can do a showing with me, where I can say maybe Saturday at 11 a.m., I want to do a tour of this home, and I want the agent to text me to confirm if they can do this showing. But given the current landscape with the pandemic we're dealing with, I don't want to go out. So I want to do this virtually. So I can say, I want to do a tour via video chat, and I want it to be over FaceTime, and here's my FaceTime ID for you to be able to do this showing with me, all virtually. And this lead is going to be going into our lead system, where the agent will be notified that they've got a new lead opportunity, and this is a customer that wants a virtual showing at this day and time, and they want to be texted to confirm that you can do this showing. Beneath that lead capture option is mortgage calculators, where you can embed preferred mortgage partners you work with, market trending data, similar properties to the one I'm viewing, and information, demographic information about the county this listing is housed inside of that's pulled directly from US Census Bureau. So all types of information being displayed, all sorts of different lead capture forms. And the last thing on the front end I wanted to show you before we dig into more of the back end tools, the administrative tools that we've added, and DeltaNET 6 functionality for your agents, is I wanted to reiterate a little bit more about what our SEO software is doing. There's a lot of unique elements to the system. Oh, yes. Noelle, I see you have a question.
Yeah, so just going back to the map search, someone had a question, a very good question. Those results that you had, like the restaurants and the shopping center, is there a way that they can print that off and give it to their client or email it to their client?
Print like the points of interest that are nearby? I'm not sure. I've never had that request before. So we'll have to check with the team. I think Mike is on this call as well. Maybe we can get an answer for that by the end of the presentation.
Yeah, there are options in the DeltaNET for agents to customize a search for their client and to be able to email it to them so they can see all the results from it.
Oh yes, the safe search, absolutely. I meant being able to populate the points of interest nearby as well. Maybe all the restaurants that are local.
Yeah.
But yes, absolutely, agents can set that up for their clients. They don't have to tell them to go set up the search. Agents can set up those localized searches on the back end and have automated emails start running to their customers.
Yeah, and then I had another question. Good question. So where you had the listed by agent, if they are a client, we display, and even if they're not. Even if it's not that agent's listing, we still display, if you're on that agent's site down there, can they display the actual their domain name opposed to just website click here?
Of the agent?
Yeah.
So the listing agent?
Yep.
Yes, I believe so. Yep. If they click that, they can get taken to the agent's website.
Okay. And ultimately, why don't we do that? Why don't we display like their actual phone number or their physical domain name?
Sometimes if you don't want to have the phone number being displayed because of spam or email addresses, it's a preference where you guys can choose, do you want to have that displayed or not? mostly because of spam reasons. If your information is out there and easily crawlable, you'll start getting a lot of spam by different robots that could pick up on that.
Yep,
So
absolutely.
it's your preference if you want to display it publicly or not.
Yep. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And the last thing on the front end is I did want to mention what the SEO software is really doing behind the scenes. So there's a lot of things it does under the hood, but the one way I can tangibly show what our patent pending software is doing for our clients is you'll notice on all of our websites a section here where you can see featured markets that they have some type of footprint inside of. And so one of those for this client of ours, MKB Realtors, is Roanoke. So we put the city of Roanoke inside of our patent pending software, and it's going to dynamically generate all of the pages of content I'm about to show you. So Roanoke Homes for Sale, it generates a market landing page for Roanoke. And I can see some stock information about this particular market, the newest listings that have hit this market. And then I get this section here that is really the most important part of the market landing pages, where I can see just by us having entered Roanoke as an option inside of our SEO software, it is dynamically generating content for every single subdivision and school district inside of this city. So inside of Roanoke, I can see that there are actually hundreds of subdivisions. And just by us having entered that top level market, every single sub-market inside of it had an optimized landing page automatically generated for it, where I can see every single subdivision, the number of listings inside of that subdivision, average asking price, total number of days on market. And if I'm really looking for a market I'm interested in moving to, maybe Faircrest, I can click into that particular market and get taken to an optimized landing page where I can see immediately Faircrest subdivision is in the URL. We have Faircrest, Virginia Homes for Sale in the H1. And then every single listing off of this page also has an optimized listing detail page where you're able to see the address in the URL and in the header. So when you're talking about SEO, there's really three types of phrases that Google cares about, which is short tail search terms like homes for sale in Roanoke. You have mid-tail search term phrases like homes for sale in a specific subdivision, homes for sale in a specific school district. And then you have long tail search phrases, which is somebody Googling an address. So no SEO provider that's legitimate should guarantee to you they're ever going to get you ranking above Zillow or Trulia or the big portal sites for short term or short tail search phrases. So homes for sale in Roanoke or homes for sale in city is going to be super, super competitive. And unless you're having a huge paid budget, you're not going to be able to beat those portal sites for those short tail phrases. However, mid tail and long tail are absolutely able to be, you can absolutely beat Zillow and the other portal sites with those types of phrases. They're much less competitive. And with the content that we're building throughout our content building software and the optimizations that are happening on our website and the speed of which we pull our listing data, we have clients that are beating out those portal sites on a regular basis. And those are more qualified users that are looking to move to a specific community or people that saw a sign in a yard and Googled an address. So you'll stop getting calls from your sellers saying, I Googled my address and I don't see your website on page one. That's not an issue that our clients typically have to deal with because of the software and the speed of data we have on our websites. So that being said, that's going to bring us to the back end. So once you're generating leads through our website, they're going to go into the back end of the platform that we call DeltaNET 6. And for those of you that are clients, you obviously know that the DeltaNET is split into two levels. Our system has the administrative side of the platform where you're able to manage the company level business, oversee what's being generated from different lead sources, manage different offices, teams inside of your company, and ultimately do marketing on behalf of your brokerage with pre-built email campaigns, newsletters, flyers, and more. So at a company level, you absolutely have tools at your disposal to market the brokerage and true intranet functionality where you can manage multiple users, have cloud storage through our Cloud Delta platform to store your files, an event planner, and other internal communication tools. So at an administrative side, this is an all-in-one platform. For your agents, they have access into the agent side of the DeltaNET, where they have the ability of managing their own unique business and have clearly defined dashboards that are easy to use and understand. And the entire purpose of the DeltaNET 6 overhauled update was all about usability and making it so easy for agents to use a CRM that you stop hearing complaints about, well, there's too much to do in this system. I'm overwhelmed. I don't know where to begin. I don't want to learn a new system. We've made it so easy with the DeltaNET that we've created patent pending quick action items that will completely change the way people think about a CRM, where you no longer have to know how to use the system or where to find things inside of the platform. If you know what you want to do, that's all you need to know, because you'll be able to type it into a search bar and the system will do it for you. So we'll demonstrate that for you throughout this presentation. but I wanted to quickly hit on some of the bullet items as I go throughout the live walkthrough of the DeltaNet of the things that agents typically like about DeltaNet 6. So companies working with us have agents that get to enjoy these features and functionality. Completely customizable website themes for your agents, where they get the same search capabilities as a broker website, but they have a website that they can tailor and customize and make unique to their brand with over a dozen different mobile responsive themes that they have to choose and customize from. When a lead is assigned to one of your agents, they get an email and a text message notification of that lead so they can respond to it instantly. If you log into the DeltaNet, there's a single sign-on dashboard where just by me logging into my CRM, I'm now already logged into a dozen other places that are relevant in my day-to-day business. So I always know I want to start my day in the DeltaNet because I'm logged in there. I'm logged in everywhere else I need to be. We also have email marketing campaigns in a full-blown CRM. So this includes email drip campaigns, AI-driven newsletters with content being added every single week, mass email blasting functionality, and more. There's also a complete customizable flyer and e-card platform to be able to customize and build automated e-cards and flyers to run to your customers as part of the CRM. We have integrated blogging and testimonial functionality, where if you're using Delta's testimonial platform, your customers can leave reviews for you inside of our system, but we also have a full integration with Zillow, so we can pull in Zillow reviews, Facebook reviews, reviews from Real Satisfied, and also testimonial tree. So we can be taking reviews being left for you online, have those reviews normalized and aggregated so that they're displaying right on your website. We also have automated reporting tools like Market Watch reports, Agent Digest emails, seller reports, and more. So you can have automated communications running to your clients that are on the buyer and seller side with information that's relevant to their interests and call to actions to get them back to your website. The agent sites also include the ABM tool to generate seller leads. We have Facebook Connector, which is huge for our clients because it completely automates the process of managing your Facebook business page, because there's over a dozen different variables where you can set automations where if I get a new listing, a price reduction, a coming soon, an open house, I write a blog, or somebody leaves me a review. There's all these different automations where if any of those things happen, it triggers a post to run to your Facebook business page, and you can create your own custom post templates. You can also schedule posts to be deleted. So maybe you don't want an open house post to be on your Facebook page forever. You want it to post 3 days before the open house, and then it'll be deleted the day after the open house has happened. So you can even schedule your post to delete, and that all happens automatically. We are also fully integrated with G Suite and Office 365. So any of your companies that are using a G Suite or using Exchange, you can synchronize your calendar, contacts, emails, and even your authentication, where you're logging into the DeltaNet using your Google credentials, and the act of me adding a contact to my phone, if I'm a Google Contacts user, that automatically adds them into my Delta CRM and vice versa. So there's a real-time two-way sync for contacts and calendar notifications and more inside of the DeltaNet. So you can get rid of doing that double data entry that you may have already been doing in your existing CRM solution. We also offer AdWizard, which is a way for your agents that are really big on doing pay-per-click advertising or social media advertising, where if I want to run a new listing ad on Facebook, I can go into the DeltaNet, and our AdWizard tool helps them step-by-step easily build a great-looking ad for Facebook and tells them recommendations for what their ad spend should be and what type of results they'll get by spending those dollars. So maybe I want to run a 1-week new listing ad. I can enter my credit card. I say, let's do this for 1 week. It's going to be $90. And we estimate you're going to get 2,000 impressions, 150 clicks to your website, and probably generate 5 new leads off of that ad run. You can determine if that's worth it to you, approve the payment, and then if you do run that ad, there's automations in place, so you'll be able to get an automated report showing you how that ad performed and ask you if you want to run that ad again for your next new listing. So it's a really easy to use ad ordering platform. We also have the Open House Connector app. So this has been huge, and it'll take a while probably before those physical open houses start happening again. But we have an application that you can download for iOS or Android, use it on a laptop, on a tablet, and basically you can take your iPad or any tablet to an open house, and it works as a registration sheet where anybody coming to your open house can leave their contact information, and you have a pre-built questionnaire that can be asked to anybody attending your open house. Or maybe you ask questions like, are you pre-approved for a mortgage? Are you working with another agent already? What do you think of the curb appeal of this house? Where you can build these really nice questions. It'll store the results of the survey, all the people that came to your open house, and then based off of how they answered questions in your questionnaire, it can automatically drop them into different automated email follow-up campaigns. Or if somebody said they weren't pre-approved for a mortgage, that automatically drops them into a mortgage campaign. Or if they said they were already working with another agent, they don't get imported into your CRM at all. So it's a really, really nice functionality of the system to help you more efficiently run your open houses and more efficiently run the follow-up to people coming to those open houses. And lastly is our pipeline manager. This is our agent dashboard where agents can manage all of their business in one singular hub and quickly and easily sort their customers throughout the sales funnel so they know who they need to be focusing on to reach their sales goals for the year. So we're going to cover all of this inside of DeltaNet 6 now. So for this demo, we're going to use somebody our current clients are probably familiar with. We're going to use Harley as our demo user here today. So inside of the platform, we're going to use him as our example of how to set a user onto DeltaNet 6 and then the actual experience of the agents inside of the platform. So current clients that weren't able to make the webinar yesterday with Mike, this will be a real quick crash course where under the administrative side of the platform, you have the ability of actually specifying which users you want to have active on DeltaNet 6. So you can come into the system and under admin, preferences, globals, set which version all of your agents should be using. So the current version is DeltaNet 5.1. So if you're ready to move your whole company to the new version, you just set them on DeltaNet version 6. Or if you want to slowly drip your offices or your agents into using the system, all you have to do is type their name into the system where I can say, maybe I want to add a specific demo account into the platform. I type their name here and hit save, and it's now going to add them so that they're now defaulted into using DeltaNet 6. And those agents can always revert back to DeltaNet 5 if they don't remember where something is in the system and they don't want their workflow interrupted. They have the ability of actually running both versions concurrently, DeltaNet 5.1 and DeltaNet version 6. So now that we've got our demo user set on DeltaNet 6, I'm going to go ahead and authenticate as Harley to give you an idea on what the process is going to look like for users inside of DeltaNet 6. So as the agent, let's say I'm going to log in, and here I am right on my new custom dashboard. So those of you that are administrators, you guys actually have the ability of creating what all of these initial dashboards are going to look like for your agents that are using the system. So this is a pre-built out-of-the-box dashboard that your agents would have access to. But if you're an admin, all you need to do is hit edit tiles, and you can actually set up exactly what you want their dashboard to look like. So you can add new custom tiles, you can drag and drop and reorganize the actual interface of what that's going to look like for them. You can delete tiles. Maybe you decide you don't want them always seeing the import and export button. You can just hit the delete button and pull it right off their dashboard. It's super, super streamlined where admins can create more than 6 different unique dashboards for their agents that they'll see when they've logged in. So now I'm an agent, I'm logged into my dashboard. I can see immediately all of the important things inside of the CRM. So I have all these quick action buttons. Below that, I've got curated activities for the day that I need to be paying attention to. So I can see if I'm using the DeltaNet in my day-to-day business, I log on, I've got 53 activities that I need to get taken care of today. I can also see I have 139 customers inside of my CRM that have had some type of activity recently I should be paying attention to. And I've got 3 leads that have been assigned to me that I haven't yet answered. So if I was going to use this in more of a traditional application, let's say what the experience would look like on my iPhone 6, or on my iPhone 10 rather. So I pull up my iPhone 10, I want to just check my leads real quick. Everything is in the exact same place. There's no loss in functionality for me being on an iPhone, a tablet, or a desktop. It's all in the exact same place. I can do everything on my DeltaNet 6 on my phone as I can on the computer. So I pull out my phone, click my DeltaNet button, I'm logged in. I can see, oh, I have 3 new leads assigned to me. I click on that leads button, and it takes me exactly to where I've got my unassigned or my unanswered leads. And I can see Charles here had sent in a lead request. I can click on his name and get all the details about the lead. So let's say I want to see what Charles had sent in. So I click on his name, and I can see this is an unprocessed lead, and I want to take care of it. It's a virtual showing request that Charles had sent through. Here is the property he wanted more information about. So I can see the date he requested the lead, what time he wanted to do this virtual showing, and here's the FaceTime information he gave me to do this request. So I can see now Charles has actually sent in a lead. I want to add him to my pipeline. So I can say, let's add him into the pipeline phase, and he is going to be a qualified buyer because he sent me some information he wants to get a showing. And I'm going to say, I'm going to respond to Charles by email. And I can just write out my email and send this directly to him through this interface. Or I can say, I'm going to give him a phone call, get his phone number and call him. You can process all of your leads right here through your homepage. Scrolling back up, underneath of my quick actions are my sales pipeline. So I can actually say what my goal is for the year. So my income goal as this agent, he wants to make $200,000 this year. There's his average commission side, the splits, his average transaction. That's going to populate right here. I can see what my goal is. And using the information of customers in my pipeline, how close am I to actually reaching that goal? So I can see some different phases of the pipeline where I have contacts. So I can see my suspects, my qualified contacts, and the deals I've already closed. So if I go to my qualified contacts, I can see Charles is in the qualified phase. If I click the edit button, I can quickly move him through different phases of the pipeline just by specifying which phase he's now in. Maybe he's making offers. Maybe now he's closed a transaction. I can move them through the sales funnel, and that's going to update my sales goals for the year. Underneath my pipeline is my tasks. So if I'm using this for the workflow I want to do on my day-to-day, I can see all the tasks that I've got scheduled, and I could say, only show me the tasks due today, or overdue tasks. Or maybe I want to see the tasks I have coming up because I'm caught up. So this is just a quick list view. I can see follow-up calls I have scheduled. And inside of this particular CRM, I can see I've got a follow-up call scheduled with Rocky Balboa. So if I click on Rocky's name, I can see the date this to-do is scheduled to be completed. I can make it a reoccurring to-do, where maybe I want to have a call with Rocky every week just to check in and see where he's at in his process. I can make this a weekly to-do. And now this is going to be on my workflow every single week. On Thursday, I'm going to have a new task where I know I'm going to give this user a call. And I can even set up reminders where I can say, I really want to make sure I remember this call. I can set up a reminder that's going to have a pop-up reminder for this user an hour before this task is supposed to be completed, so they know to give this person a call. As I'm working down this in my day-to-day task flow, I can just click the checkbox and say, yep, I took care of that, I took care of that. You're just checking the boxes and working down your day-to-day business. And once you're done, at the end of the day, you can start to work ahead. So beneath my task list is my calendar. So this is going to show me all of the events that are scheduled on the calendar for me this month. Or I could get a week view and see what do I have on my calendar this week, what do I have scheduled today, and a list view. So based on your preferences, you can see what you want to have coming up. And that's actually going to bring us to one of the coolest parts of DeltaNET 6, which is those quick action buttons I had mentioned earlier. So maybe these dashboards are great. Everything I'm going to show you from this point forward is going to be really nice for those more visual users, the people that understand CRMs, and your real good power users. But we all know there's going to be a huge chunk of your agents that don't want to learn the system, and the second they see it, they're going to shut down. This is what I've seen companies be very, very successful with from a training perspective, where you can now just start to tell those new users that are getting involved in the DeltaNET, no, don't worry about everything else you're seeing. If you know what you want to do, just type it into this search bar, because it's as easy as this. Let's say I ran into somebody at the supermarket and I want to add them into my CRM because they mentioned they were looking for a house in the neighborhood and they're just trying to get a feel for the area. So if I open the DeltaNET, all I have to do is type add customer, or even just start to type add. And it's going to say, what do you want to do? Add a listing, add a customer. I'm going to say, let's add that customer. It just pops up. I have a pop-up modal right here, and I can enter this person into my CRM, their first name, last name, hit save customer, and now they're in my CRM. I didn't have to remember where to go, click the CRM button, click contacts, click add user. No, I just typed add customer and it happened. I can do the same thing where maybe I want to build a flyer. I don't remember where the flyers are, but I know I need to build a new listing flyer. So I can type right here in the search bar, flyer. There's a button here that says create flyer. I tap that. It takes me right into the DeltaNET where all of the flyers are for me to be able to create. So virtually everything inside of our CRM is hooked up into this search bar, where as long as you know what you're looking for, you type it in and it's going to take you right to that section of the system. So we'll take a step back because there's quite a few different things you could do here. Maybe add a blog. Maybe I want to add a to-do. Again, you just type it, click the button, and it takes you right to that part of the system. So you guys also have the ability of setting up keywords where you can have a certain functionality tied into this, where it's not just navigation items. Maybe I want to find information about my customers. So if I type Charles' name into here, I could see the customer record for Charles Copeland. I could click view info, and I'm right there looking at his profile page. Or maybe I have a listing and I want to be able to quickly find information about my particular listing. If you type in the MLS ID here into the search bar, it'll take you directly to the edit listing page as well. So everything can be done right there in that search. But again, there's more than just that main dashboard inside of DeltaNET 6. There's actually a dashboard for your CRM, for marketing, for managing listings, for your website, as well as social media. So your admins can set what each of these dashboards look like. but out of the box, we're going to have this pre-populated for you, where when I click on that CRM screen, here's everything we thought was related to CRM. So I can sync my Google contacts, my Office 365 contacts, import and export customers. I tap the button and it takes me right to that screen. So everything has been moved into these tiles, where before you'd have to follow this really long workflow where you might have 2 or 3 clicks to get to a certain area of the system. Now you just have these quick action items where I can tap on that button and it takes me right to that element of the DeltaNet. If the admin wanted to add a new tile, it's as easy as saying, let's add a new tile to this dashboard. This is going to be a link. Maybe I'm a user of Zap. I'm a Realogy brokerage, and I can actually have a link that goes right into the Zap login screen. So you can add links, you can add single sign-ons, and more. And these aren't just one tier. So you can actually have tiered layers of your labels. So maybe if you are looking at reviews, you can see that there's a reviews button here. If I tap on reviews, it actually brings up another modal where I can see everything related to reviews right off this screen. So I could add a new review, I could manage my reviews, or I can change the settings of how reviews are getting pulled into the system. So you can actually create your own step-by-step workflows and how you think your agents are going to use the CRM based off of just their general workflow. So under the CRM section, for example, I can see I can easily import or export contacts. I can see leads that have been assigned to me. I can see all the information about each one of my clients, sort them into different user groups, and use them for different elements of my marketing campaigns. So something new that we've been doing with DeltaNet 6 that you'll see a lot more of is ongoing content being added into the platform for our users. So one great example of a great feature inside of the DeltaNet is My Customer for Life. This is an AI-driven newsletter where if I click on My Customer for Life, I can see there's articles and there's also a campaign feature to this tool. So if I click on campaign, I can actually create a newsletter campaign that's going to run to different groups of my contacts, where maybe I want all the people in my sphere to get this newsletter from me. And this newsletter has some really great articles about buying homes, selling homes, and home ownership. So the way the newsletter is designed is if your customer gets that newsletter from you day one, they're getting a link to a buyer article, a seller article, and a home ownership article. If I interact with a buyer article as the client, Delta tracks that behavior. So next week when you get the newsletter, it'll have 2 buyer articles, a home ownership and a seller article. If I click on that buyer article 2 weeks in a row, I'm now assigned a label of potential buyer. And from that point forward, the newsletter is only going to have buyer articles because that's what's relevant to the interests of your contact. And as the agent, I can come in here and I can read any of the articles that are running inside of my newsletter, where I can quickly preview what that article of content is going to look like. With a click of a button, I can make a post on my Facebook page about this article of content. And it's super, super easy to be able to share information that we're actually adding into this system every single week. So we're adding 3 new My Customer for Life articles into this newsletter every week. And we already have just shy of 500 articles of content in here. We also have content built into our email blast tools, where there's pre-built templates where if you know you want to send a quick email to a group of your users, you can come into the email blast tool and I can see, okay, here's something about buyers. Let's just use this real quick. I click the use button. It populates the email for me. I can specify the date and time of day I want this email to run to my contacts. I could say maybe I want this to run to all of my marketing customers. I can add any file attachments, hit send, and that's going to queue that email blast up to run on the date and time that I specified. So we're adding new email blast templates into this system. And I had mentioned earlier about our drip campaigns. So inside of the DeltaNet are action plans, where you can create your own custom email drip campaigns, where you've got integrated automated emails, to-dos appearing on your calendar, and even more functionality coming into the system soon. And our team is our marketing department is writing new drip campaigns that'll be coming into the system very, very soon. And then ongoing content creation where you don't have to worry about building these complicated campaigns. Our team is going to be building them and adding them into the system. So you're going to have new email blast templates, new drip campaigns, and new My Customer for Life articles coming into the system regularly. So you don't even need to worry about it. Something else our clients may already know about is how often we're adding new flyers into the DeltaNet. So we have a full e-card and flyer platform where you can create single page flyers, printable postcards, e-cards, and multi-page brochures. And our design department has been adding new flyer designs to this system every single week for, I think at this point, over 2 years. So there's been ongoing creation into this system, and that's going to continue. But inside of the platform, I can modify any of the designs that are in here today, where I could say, show me all of the new listing designs. So if I click new listings, I get a breakdown of all the flyers that are related to new listings. And I just need something really simple and quick. So I'll come in here, click on that flyer design, and I'm taken to a flyer builder where I can see the listings I have active in the MLS that I can use to customize this flyer. If I click on that first one, it's going to build the flyer design using the MLS data. I can modify any of the elements of this design, where I could change out the different pictures that are being featured. I can modify the text right here in line on the flyer. I can even change the way my picture or my logo is displayed on this design. And if I'm happy with the way this looks, I can hit generate flyer, and I can now send it as an e-card. I can download it as a PDF to make a print copy, and I can also share this e-card directly on social media as a Facebook post or a LinkedIn post. But one of the best parts about this is not only can you create those flyers, you can also automate the entire thing that I just showed you. Maybe you don't want to have to come in here and manually make an open house flyer every time you have an open house. You can go into the automation wizard and you can say, I want to turn on some automation so I don't have to do this every time. Let's automate my open houses. So now I turn the system on and I can say 3 days before I have an open house, I want to send to all of my marketing customers this particular open house design. I like the look of this flyer. I want to use it every time. Always use this logo. And I save that automation. And now every time I have an open house coming up, not only is it going to build this flyer and send it to all of my marketing clients, it's also going to automatically make a post about it on my Facebook page. So I didn't have to do anything. It's also appearing on my website. So you can automate new listings, open houses, solds, birthdays, and actually even special events for users in your CRM. If it's their kid's birthday, their wedding anniversary, or their home ownership anniversary, you can have automated flyers being built and sent to them in their email in the format of an e-card. Something else coming with DeltaNET 6 this summer will be the launch of our Delta Creative Studio. So you'll be able to not only use the designs that our team is adding into the system, but custom create your own designs from scratch inside of the DeltaNET, where if you want to have your own marketing design and you don't want to have to wait for our team to add it, you can come into our Creative Studio and build your own flyers right here in the platform. We'll have more information on that in the coming months. Additionally, if I go under listings, I can see this is my listings dashboard for everything related to new listings. I can create my open house survey questions. I can build my seller reports, and I can even run ads for these particular listings. The website tab is something else that's been really streamlined. So out of the box, agents inside of the DeltaNET will get their own mobile responsive website that looks great. It'll have all the same functionality as the brokerage, but if you've got agents that want to change the look of their design, if you let them change it, because admins can define if they want to lock it down or not. But if you've got it opened up and you want your agents to be able to look through different website designs, all they need to do is tap the Manage Design button, and they can see all of the new mobile responsive website themes that are available in the DeltaNET for your agents to use. And this is another platform where our team is committed to adding new website themes into this platform on an ongoing basis, where you're going to be able to check back in here every month and see any new website designs that you can switch to, because you always want to have the most cutting edge design available. All I need to do to change my website is literally click the preview theme button, and it's going to show me exactly what my website would look like if I was using this on a desktop or on a tablet. I could see what this new design looks like here and decide if I like it, or if I want to see what it looks like on a phone. So you can preview each of these designs on desktop, tablet, and phone. If you like it, you hit the Set Live button and you're done. If not, you just hit the Close button and you can go back to previewing different website themes. So you're going to see more and more cutting edge website designs coming out of our team being added right into this website theme tab. Every month you can go back in there and check in to see what new design has been added. And finally, you've got your Facebook connector. So this is where you can go to connect your Facebook business page to the DeltaNET. And as the company or the agent, you can step-by-step walk through each of these automated posts and turn them on or off, change different templates, change if you want different posts to delete, how many should be running each day. It's literally the click of a button to turn it on or off and define how you want your post running to your Facebook page. It's super straightforward. And you'll also have access to our resources tab where you can get into Cloud Delta to manage your files. You can go into our support tab where our team has added all sorts of new user guides, where you can see our Tech Tuesday training videos, where our team is doing training every single Tuesday, where we take a part of the DeltaNET, explain what it is, why it's important, and how you should be using it in your business. And there's also all sorts of different user guides, where you can come into the system and you can pick a category and see all sorts of different training courses that have been built inside of the platform. So you can come into this support queue and read different user guides, view our training videos, and also contact our tech support team directly. So at a high level, that's the major functionality that's been added into the DeltaNet 6 for your agents. I will mention that on every single interior page of the DeltaNet, you can also create your own tiles. So not only do you have these 6 high-level dashboards, maybe on your email blast page, you want to have some extra tiles. So I can say, maybe I want to go to manage my customers. So on the customer list page, there's an option that you'll see on every single interior page of the DeltaNet where you see this edit tiles button. So you can actually add quick action tiles to every single interior page. So maybe off of the customer list, you want to have a link right into the pipeline manager. For example, that's something you'd be able to do, and you can add and delete tiles from any page. To give you a quick look at some of the agent website designs that some of our clients have been putting together recently, this is a look at Stacy Abbott. She's a realtor with Berkshire Hathaway Home Sale, and she's an agent that services Baltimore. So I can see she's got all sorts of great pre-built content about why she's an expert in this market. She's got the ability to search for homes, generate seller leads. She's got information about herself here. And below that, she's got her testimonials in a nice slider format. Her featured listings here in a slider where I can see all the listings she's got active. And then some pre-built links here just above her footer of going to her blog and other advice that she's got. A completely different example is Linda Melnick. This is an agent with Wagner Realty, and she focuses very heavily on boating communities and why she's an expert in this market. So you'll see a completely different look and feel where she was able to upload her own background graphics, background video, information about her. Her testimonials are in this card format where I can see them all laid out. Instead of being in a slider, I can read 8 reviews all at once. Her featured listings and her blog. And you can see just by being on her website, I've got a pop-up modal where I can message her through Facebook just by going to her website. So the agent designs do support custom code plugins. You could have Facebook retargeting pixels, Facebook Messenger plugins, and more. So to start to wrap up, I'll show you a quick look at some of the automated email reports that run from the system. So we do have seller reports. So your agents that are setting up a report to run to their seller regularly, this is going to give the seller a real quick overview of all the activity that's happened with their property, where I can see the name of the brokerage. I can see it's branded for the agent. I can see the number of times it's appeared in search results and listing detail page views over the last 4 weeks. It's not only pulling in data from your company website, but also from Trulia, from Zillow, so the seller gets a real good idea of the total interest online. Upcoming open houses the agent has scheduled, open houses they've already conducted, including virtual open houses. And then we are also integrated with centralized showing to be able to pull in those stats, and new comp listings that are showing for the seller to be able to see a good idea of comps that are hitting the market. This is all automated, but agents can manually create these reports and manually modify any of the data on them as well. So if they know their seller considers none of these listings to be comps and they're really only concerned about one other listing, they can customize these reports when it runs to their seller. We have automated new listing alerts that run for users that set up saved searches on the website. This is a look at our new home finder template where I can get a quick look at the newest listings that have hit the market, as well as price reductions and call to actions to drive me back to the website. We have market watch reports, and these are agent digest emails and new listing alerts. So agents will get an email at the first of the month, basically telling them any new features that are active in the DeltaNet they can now take advantage of, any new leads they've been assigned, any customers that were active over the last month they should be paying attention to. And then we send them a new listing alert where whenever we detect they have a new listing, they get an email from us saying, congratulations on your new listing. Here's all the ways you can market that property. So it's reminders to get them to log into the DeltaNet and actually market the listing using the tools that you've provided to them, like setting up a seller report, creating that flyer, sharing it on social media, or running ads. These are some of the integrations we're commonly asked about. We have over 100 integrations into our platform today. If you don't see something on this slide, it doesn't mean we don't work with them. It just means I ran out of room on the slide. I'll leave it up here just for a second, and then we'll start to wrap up. This is reiterating kind of what I've talked about throughout the call. So I had mentioned our 3 pillars of business, our technology, which I covered with the DeltaNet and our websites, our digital marketing and SEO tools, which I talked through what our SEO content building software is doing. Our team also does offer additional digital marketing strategies like hyperlocal blog content creation, ongoing on-page optimizations, monthly audits being done of your website by our marketing team, and more. So we do provide more traditional SEM services as well. And then the third pillar of our business is that training and support. So it's all internal in-house support They're available via email, live chat, phone call. We do provide that same day support. We have a service level agreement where we have an SLA that our team hits every single week. And on top of that, we provide live trainings and webinars upon request, where we're able to do training directly with your team, going over the admin side, the agent side. And then once we're available to do it again, hopefully we have more direction soon, we even offer on-site training packages. So we really want to be not just an extension of your technology and marketing department, but also of your training side too. So that brings us to the end of my presentation today. We have our 3 guarantees in place for those of you that aren't yet Delta clients, where our 3 guarantees to you is you'll launch on time and on budget, or your setup is free. We're going to schedule a specified launch day. You're going to meet weekly with the project manager, and we're going to make sure that both of our teams are on track to hit the launch date you want. And we also offer our Delta Safe Guarantee, where we have outs built into our contract where you never have to feel tied down to long 5-year annual contracts, which is crazy to me, but they exist in the industry. So you know you're working with a true partner that if you're unhappy, you have the ability to leave your agreement. And our Delta Transition Guarantee. So those of you looking to come on board, if for whatever reason during the onboarding process you're unhappy with how things are going, you can terminate the agreement without penalty during the onboarding process. So we guarantee you're going to launch on time or it's free. We guarantee you'll transition to our platform and it's going to be a good experience. And we guarantee after you're live, you're never going to feel stuck or tied down to an agreement. So there's a lot of ways that we're different in the industry. We've been innovating it for a long time. For those of you that are current clients and want to get more of a one-on-one walkthrough, come up with specific plans to launch DeltaNet 6, our team is ready to be able to assist you. And for those of you that aren't yet working with us, we've got some great incentives right now to bring on board new clients, and we'd love to set up some time to talk. So Noelle, are there any questions that have come in that I have a chance to answer? Or if anybody out there watching has questions, feel free to submit them now.
No, we're good as of right now.
Awesome. So if you guys go to deltagroup.com, you can find more information about everything I talked about today. The slides that I walked through on this presentation, as well as a recording of it, will go out to everybody who registered. And thank you all for taking the time to sit down and chat with us today.